Alright, good morning friends. In this video, I'm going to show you a new kettlebell snatch protocol I am working on. And so as I've mentioned in past videos, how I design our training programs is, hey, there's a spider inside of my chalk bag. He's hiding. How I design our kettlebell programs for the academy is I test them first. So I'm a big believer in, if this is you watching, and you are watching, if you're ever considering working with a personal trainer, if you want to learn how to use kettlebells, learning jiu-jitsu, like you want to, I mean, it seems obvious, but oftentimes we don't do this. We want to follow, or you want to work with someone that's their area of expertise, or at least that's someone who practices what they preach. And I see this a lot in the Corpus Christi area and even online, is we see these coaches taking students through things and having them do workouts that they probably would never do themselves. You see a lot of that. And so my whole point here is, before I design, before we offer any product for sale, before any of our students go through anything, I make sure that I run myself through the plans first. And that's what we're doing in today's video, where I'm going to be revealing the new kettlebell snatch protocol that's going to be part of our curriculum in the academy. It's something I wanted to put together for a while now, and it's going to be interesting. So I haven't snatched anything this heavy in a while, so bear with me. This is a 32 kilo. Of all the videos you've seen me snatching, it's snatching anywhere from 20 to 24, but I'm going to be doing sets of 5 here. Let's see if I can make this look as smooth as a 24. Not bad. And so how I'm breaking up this snatch protocol, I'm also going to talk about, like, I don't know, maybe like why I'm doing it this way. And so this is going to be a little different because the training sessions are going to be pretty short. Pretty short because, well, primarily it's going to be, my goal is to, if this works well, it's going to be part of the academy curriculum. And we always try to design our training programs to be short, to the point, something that our students are people that are really busy and they don't have a lot of time to be in a gym for an hour a day, 6 days a week. So they need kind of like that minimum effective dose that's going to check a lot of boxes. And so the sessions that I'll be going through here are going to be pretty short. And as of right now, I'm on day 37 or day 38 of 75 hard, so I'm going to have to fill the gaps in. I'm probably going to go out on a walk and put my vest on and finish out whatever I'm doing. So today's practice is only 15 minutes. And so the way I'm going to be scaling it out is going to be 3 sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So on average, we're looking at maybe an hour for the whole week. So that's pretty time efficient for someone that's a parent, has family, has a career. Right, so anybody can do 15 minutes. Anybody can do a 15-minute workout. Like, you've got the time, you can fit in 15 minutes. And it all, I think I did another video on this where I talk about time, right? You have time. We make time for what's important. So we can squeeze in 15 minutes, squeeze in 20 minutes, squeeze in even 25 minutes. So it's definitely something that's going to be repeatable once, if this turns out well. So the way I like to break my programs up, and the way I'm breaking up this snatch program is, obviously there's a progression to it. It's not something that we don't follow like random workouts. Everything is a program. Why did I say program? Program. Man, that is heavy. I can't believe, so I used to compete in the TSC. If you don't know what the TSC is, it stands for the Tactical Strength Challenge. And it's a bi-yearly, you do it twice a year. 2 times a year event through Strong First. And the events are, you're training all 3 disciplines, barbell, kettlebell, body weight. So one event is barbell deadlifting, 3 attempt max deadlift, maximum pull-ups, and maximum snatches in 5 minutes. And they had divisions. So one of the division I would always do was the elite division, because it's the hardest division. Again, I always like to do the hardest thing. And the elite division has you doing maximum snatches with the 32 in 5 minutes. And so I share that because my best ever was 100 snatches. So basically did a snatch test. 100 snatches, 5 minutes, 32 kilo. And after just snatching this for 5 reps, I'm wondering how in the heck I ever did 100 snatches, because this is heavy. Just kind of speaks to the strength and conditioning that I was in at that time. I want to touch on that really quick. I saw a video on YouTube, and it was this exercise scientist critiquing another guy's video, and the guy was using kettlebells. And keep in mind, this guy's a bodybuilder, exercise scientist, and he's like, kettlebells are kind of good, but dumbbells and barbells are better, X, Y, and Z. And I really don't see any, he's kind of critiquing this guy's video, I don't see any need for Turkish get up and this or that. Like, I don't see where any of that fits in. Well, I'm here to tell you, as a dad, as a guy, as someone that's busy, as someone that's trying to, become the strongest, most elite version of himself, if you do it right and you follow the right program, all you need is a kettlebell. You don't need anything else. Now, that's a very strong statement to make, right? Because what if, what if I can't do kettlebells? Well, there's ways to program it, okay? And so, prior to finding kettlebells, actually say the kettlebell found me. I started learning how to use kettlebells in 2006. And prior to that, I did everything I ever did, fitness-wise, was to give me an unfair advantage, if you will, on the jiu-jitsu mat. And I tried everything. I tried traditional bodybuilding. I tried bodyweight training, became a yoga teacher at a certain point, running, swimming, tried all the things. But at the end of the day, I was still getting tired between rounds. I could, do maybe 2 or 3 rounds. I needed to take a round off. My grip was still failing. All those things. I don't think I
Segment 6. Mark.
Segmented my last one. All those things. And then one day I found a kettlebell. Actually, it was one of my not my black belt. One of our first black belts in our team, Tyrone. Shout out to Tyrone. Tyrone, if you're watching this, it's because of you that I'm here today doing these videos around kettlebells, running our gym, you name it. 165-pound guy soaking wet, and I was like, hey, dude, you're freaking crazy strong. obviously you're highly skilled, but like you feel like a building. What do you do for strength training? He's like, well, I do some mountain climbing for fun. He says, but I strength train with kettlebells. This is 06. I was like, interesting. Well, went to a sporting goods store and I saw this thing called a kettlebell. And it was this rubber coated 25-pound kettlebell. And I was like, that's that thing Tyrone was talking about. I'm going to get that and I'm going to try it out. And so, clearly I had no clue what I was doing, and YouTube was barely even a thing at that time. I think YouTube came out, 2005 or so? So, content on YouTube like this was really not available. I think there's only a handful of guys that I found on YouTube. And so I just copied and parroted what I saw them doing. And I literally just kind of beat myself up to a pulp. Arms are swelling up. I used to have to take time off. And, what was happening though,
Segment 7.
I keep forgetting to turn this thing. What was happening was my grip was getting stronger, my endurance was getting better, I wasn't losing any flexibility or mobility because that was a big thing for me. And all that was happening with a 25-pound kettlebell. So this is a much longer story. I'll expand on this in another video, but pretty much my eyes were open at that time. I was like, man, I can get all this work done in a short amount of time. Because I was only doing the kettlebell thing 2 days a week. Because the rest of my time was spent focused on jiu-jitsu. I was competing a lot. And so my eyes were open at that point. And then I went down the rabbit hole from 2006, and here we are today now, 2024, as of making this video. You know, opened up my own, pretty much the only kettlebell gym south of Lubbock, Texas. Opened up our first kettlebell gym here in Texas, next to Jason Marshall. He's up in Lubbock. So I didn't have anybody to learn from. And after that, we grew, we evolved, and I opened up the only kettlebell / BJJ studio in the world, to my knowledge. I didn't know anybody else that was doing that, and that was always a vision of mine. And we did that for 12 and a half years. So why am I telling you that? Well, again, back to that exercise scientist critique in the video of how, yeah, kettlebells are like an auxiliary thing you can add in. I'm telling you, based on my experience, coaching thousands of people in my gym for 12 and a half years, my own personal fitness, how I've seen it transformed my wife's life, her physique, your mental, everything. All you need is a kettlebell. Again, and that's a strong statement, but take it from someone that's been using them since 2006, and my whole entire fitness is centered around, kettlebells for fitness. And so, plus I've met a lot of really good people through kettlebells. I don't know if I'm ticking this thing off or not. Either that or I'm talking for a really long time. My session's only 15 minutes. And that's another reason why I say this. After this, if I wasn't on mission with 75 Hard, I'd be done for the day. 15 minutes, done. And I'm probably gonna have to go walk for another 30 minutes because this session's only gonna be 15 minutes, and I got another minute and a half left before I'm done. But I share that with you because if you're trying to get in shape and you're trying to create a fitness-focused lifestyle, kettlebells is the way to go, man. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I've worked with thousands of people and helped them do the same exact thing. And I'm going to go into more detail of why kettlebells versus dumbbells versus barbells, the pros and cons of each one. I'll break all that down in future videos, but the whole purpose of today's video is new Kettlebell Snatch program. And so the way that I progress my programming as a whole, and I'm applying it to the snatch here, is I like to start with the baseline first. like to start with the baseline first. And if you've been following these mic'd up videos and any of our videos for a while, I've been doing the same snatch protocol for over a year almost. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 30 minutes, 36 minutes, 44 minutes, sets of 7, and then a week of set of 9, set of 8, set of 9, and then I would move up, and that's kind of how it. So basically what I'm doing there is I'm building a baseline. And really what I'm doing is I'm gathering data. One more set. 2, 3, 4, 5. Done.
Segment 11.
11 sets done in 15 minutes. So what I'm really doing during that baseline is I'm gathering data. How many sets am I completing in this time frame? What's my average heart rate? Like, I'm analyzing all the data. Why is that important? I talked about this in the previous video as well. Training intuitively versus planned training protocols. I'll link that in the corner. Why you would want to follow one over the other. I fall on the side of planned training protocols. And I explain all that in the video. So what I'm doing in that baseline is I'm gathering data. How many sets? And then after we do a round of that, then we go into kind of like a retest. And I call it density. So there's 3 ways to progress your training: volume, intensity, density. Okay, those are 3 fundamental ways. So density is completing more work in the same amount of time, or the same work in less time. Okay. And so let's say, I finished out my jerk session last week, and my first jerk session of this new cycle, I did sets. I'm doing singles. I have a big goal here with a double kettlebell jerk. Is I want to be able to do a whole entire session with double 48 kilos. We'll see how that turns out. I've never done a full session with 40 kilos. My best sessions are 36 kilos. That's kind of like my staple bell when I train heavy with the jerk. And my best session there was sets of 3 on the minute for 36 minutes with a pair of 36 kilos. So far, I think that's my best. And I was like, man, I want to be able to do a full session with the double 48s. Why can't I? With the right planning, with the right progression, I should be able to do that. So that's kind of like the mission that I'm on right now. I'm going to document that journey. You'll get to see how it all goes down. So anyway, I started that last week. Day 1, I'm doing singles with the 36s, 30 minutes. I completed 21 sets. So once I run through all that, now I'm on density week, and I do an increase in volume. And now, so day 1, if I did 21 sets, I set a target for I'm going to try to do 25 sets or more. So that's an increase. And then I'm going to run that before I start to move up to doubles. So eventually I'm going to go singles, doubles, triples. Once I can do triples for 45 minutes with 36s, then I'm going to rinse, repeat, move up to 40s. Actually, before I move up to 40s, I'm going to start incorporating 40s in the middle of the week, build volume there little by little like I did with the 36s. Then eventually full-on 40s all the way across. It's long, complicated, but again, the whole point here is gathering data. That's my whole point I'm trying to tell you, is you got to gather data. You got to train by the numbers. If you're planning, if you're on a particular diet and you're trying to hit something, you can't eat intuitively. I'm sorry. You can't eat intuitively. If you've got a particular goal that you're trying to acquire, trying to attain, you cannot train intuitively. You cannot follow auto-regulation type stuff. Auto-regulation has its place, and it's good for workouts. But if you got a particular goal, you can't train by how you feel. Because guess what? I don't feel like coming out here and doing a lot of these things most of the time. So I don't want to rely on my feelings to dictate the outcome of the program. I want to set a target, set a goal, and here's all the metrics and the steps behind it to attain that goal. That's just how my mind works, okay? That's my philosophy, if you will, okay? Others may disagree with it. That's okay. Everybody has their own method. And some methods work better for others, and that's totally cool. And so baseline is all about gathering data, and that's what I did basically for a whole year. So I've been planning this, what you're seeing here today. I did a whole year of baseline to gather one whole year of data of how well I can handle snatching 3 days a week, anywhere from 30 minutes to 45-minute training sessions. Okay, and there were some sessions I got up to 390 snatches with a 24 in 44 minutes, no hand tears. My average heart rate was relatively low too. I think on average 130 beats a minute on average for the whole workout. You know, it had peaks at 50 and, you know, sub 100s. So I gather all that data, and then based on that, that's where I'm at now. So now that I've gotten the snatch baseline, now I'm moving into snatch performance, and that's what this kettlebell snatch protocol is all about that we're testing out. So now once I do that, and I've got data, now I can present this to our students in the academy. They run it, and then I gather more data because they're going to go through their baseline. It's not going to be a year long because I've got a good feel of what's going to happen. They're going to go through a baseline for, let's say, 6 weeks. Then that baseline is going to allow them to move into snatch performance, and then snatch performance is going to help them, you know, get to this particular end result. And so that's where I'm at right now, and I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm on kettlebell snatch performance, and so on day one, which is what this is, I'm doing sets of 5 with a 32 kilo for 15 minutes, and I'm still gathering data because in a few weeks I'm going to retest this. If I did, like today I did 11 sets in 15 minutes. Well, when I come back around and I do density, I want to set a goal and a target to do more sets in the same time period. Okay. And then day 2 is going to be double kettlebell snatching. I think I'm using a pair of 24s. And then Friday is going to be the highest volume, 25 minutes of snatching with a 24, which I know I can do easily because I've already done a year of snatching, sets of 9 on the minute for 44 minutes, so I know I can do 25 minutes. That makes sense? And so that's the experiment I did. I did a whole year baseline. Now I'm moving into snatch performance, and I just wanted to share that with you. So that's how we plan out. We're very strategic. We don't do random kettlebell workouts, you know. It is a workout, but we don't do random kettlebell workouts or workouts of the day. We gather data. Based on that data, we now know we can start to project what type of results we're going to get. That way, if I say, hey, this program's going to help you do X, I'm not just using marketing lingo to get you to buy something. I'm saying, hey, this program does X because we've got these years of data that have led to this program, that have led to this coaching program, this, you know, you name it, this course. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I just want to share that with you. So that's all I got. I need to put my vest on, go finish out my walk. I got another 30 minutes, and then be moving on to the workday. So if these videos are helping you out, if these mic'd up videos are helping you out, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the like, turn on notifications so you're notified for new videos that we're upcoming. We've got a whole lot of fresh new content coming for you on kettlebells, helping you basically build a fitness-focused lifestyle using kettlebells, and to help you become the strongest, most elite version of yourself. All right, so that's all I got for today's video. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.